Hello YouTube, what is up? Eroktic here. In today's video we're gonna talk about the Voidwalker, the king of the area of effect damage. To be quite honest, I have found the bug or the skill doesn't work or the skill sucks, but it looks really cool, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But first we need to roll that intro. So the Voidwalker is the Warlock's subclass, and his active and passive abilities are making him the god of the area of effect killing. His ultimate is called Nova Bomb. He's gonna create the huge ball of void that is gonna slowly travel towards the enemy, and upon impact it is gonna explode with a huge AoE blast, and then it is gonna summon smaller balls that are gonna hit the target even more. People do not realize how the Voidwalker is actually powerful because the Voidwalker's key components were locked in the open beta. Please, let me explain. There is a passive skill called Vortex, and when the Nova Bomb collides with your enemy, it is gonna create huge damage overtime effect on the impact, and any enemy that is standing close to the Nova Bomb is gonna be sucked into the Nova Bomb, and the enemy is gonna take a damage overtime, and it is gonna be under crowd control effect. Do you remember the Siren class from the Borderlands 2? Yeah, the phase lock effect. Basically, the Voidwalker is the Siren in the Borderlands 2. And it is not just that. If you have messed up your super, thanks to the Cataclysm, you can shoot in your Nova Bomb that is gonna give you the ability to reposition your Vortex effect. And on top of all of that, there is the passive ability called Bloom that is gonna create even more AoE damage for every killed enemy. I really cannot wait to see how Voidwalkers are gonna kill the bosses, because if you throw the Nova Bomb on the boss and there is a lot of ads around the boss, the Vortex is gonna suck in the ads, it is gonna kill them, and all those ads are gonna deal even more damage to the bosses. Loco. Let's talk about power jumps now. The Voidwalker has the unique jumping ability called Blink. If you're not the lover of the gliding system in the Destiny 2, you're gonna really love the Blink, because it does not have the cooldown and you can blink as much as you want. You're gonna move through the content way faster, and you can be really unpredictable in the PvP. In my personal taste, the blink is superior over the glides, but since this is the full detailed version of the guide, I'm gonna cover the glides also. The Voidwalker can also use two types of the glides, burst and the strafe. If you wanna travel really far away and really high, you're gonna use the burst glide. In the other hand, if you wanna have strong directional control over your character, or in the other words, if you wanna change the movement in the air, you're gonna use the strafe glide. I never had any problems with the burst glide while I was playing the Warlock, so personally I will stay away from the strafe glide. The Voidwalker can also pick between two support skills, Healing Rift and the Empowering Rift. If you wanna have a defensive playstyle, you're gonna pick Healing Rift. It is gonna create huge circle on the floor beneath you, and it is gonna give a huge AoE healing overtime effect to you and your allies. Anyone that is standing inside of the circle is gonna get heals. Or if you wanna take a more offensive playstyle, you can also pick the Empowering Rift. It is gonna create the same size of the circle on the floor, and everyone that is standing inside of that circle is gonna get 50% more damage. please take a notice that when you activate the Rift, it is gonna have the small casting time, so do not use this skill when you are fully exposed, because you're gonna die in the animation. The smart move should be using the Rift before engaging. Let's talk about the grenades now. The Voidwalker can choose between 3 grenades: Eniox grenade, Vortex grenade, and the Scatter grenade. Do I have a favorite? Of course I have. Are you gonna have the favorite after this preview? I think you will. Here is the Axion grenade. Here is the Scatter grenade. And here is the Vortex grenade.
This doesn't make sense.
Do you have your favorite? I think you have. I was testing all 3 grenades and in the PvP and in the PvE. And the biggest amount of damage that I could possibly see was the Vortex grenade. It is gonna create huge amounts of damage, and there should be a passive attribute that is gonna boost up that grenade, right? Yeah, it is called Chaos Accelerant. Or I'm missing something, or the Chaos Accelerant is bugged. Let's read this together so you can understand what I'm talking about. Draw a power from your super to overcharge your grenade, making it deadlier and more effective. Which means, when you're holding the button for the Chaos Accelerant, it is gonna buff up your grenade. It is gonna make it deadlier, which means more damage, and it is gonna make it more effective, which means or bigger AoE or more duration. And from my testing, it does not give you more damage, and it doesn't give you more duration.
Doesn't make sense.
Maybe it is giving you more area of effect, but I really cannot tell because the animation is the same. We're gonna still test these grenades out when the release comes, but for now the Chaos Accelerant is bugged. There is also a passive ability called Fill the Void, but that passive ability was locked in the beta, so I couldn't manage to test it out. It consumes your grenade energy to regenerate your health and gains you Devour effect. And if you can notice, the key binding for the Chaos Accelerant and Feed the Void is the same button, which means when your grenade is ready, you can hold to power up your grenade, and on top of that, Feed the Void won't have anything to consume, and there can be 2 scenarios here. If your grenade is ready and you're holding the button, you're gonna get both effects. And the Chaos Accelerant, for that bigger damage, bigger AoE, bigger duration, and you're gonna get Feed the Void, but since you already have the grenade in your hands, it won't consume anything from your grenade cooldown because there is nothing, but it is gonna still regenerate your HP and you're gonna get the Devour effect, and we're gonna talk that a little bit later. Or the scenario number 2, if your grenade is ready and you hold the button, you're gonna buff your grenade, and if there is nothing to consume for the Feed of Void, it is gonna skip that ability and you want to regenerate your health and you won't get the Devour effect. But if your grenade is on cooldown and then you hold the button, then it won't trigger Chaos Accelerant, but it is gonna trigger Feed the Void, and you're gonna get the Devour effect. And let's not forget about the Bloom. It appeared also in this bracket just because all of your grenades are creating the Void damage, and the Bloom is gonna also trigger, which means it is gonna double dip that AoE explosions on kill. And on the end, let's talk about the melee. So remember that Devour from the grenade consumption? Here it is. So the Devour is the better version of Sentinel's melee attack. Sentinel has to kill the target for the heal over time, and Voidwalker does not. To trigger the Devour effect, you just have to punch your enemy. You're gonna get heal over time immediately. And on top of that, you're gonna get a small buff that for every melee kill, you're gonna also regenerate even more HP. There is also synergy with the Devour that is called Insatiable. While the Devour effect is active, killing enemies extends its duration and recharges your grenades. So basically, while the Devour is active, it won't only restore your HP, it is gonna also restore your grenade. And on top of that, there is also Entropic Pull, that is gonna also recharge your grenades even faster, with all melee strikes. And of course there is a Bloom effect. Again, if you kill somebody with melee, your melee strikes have the void damage, it is gonna blow up the corpse again with the AoE explosion. So basically, if you are a lover of this playstyle, of huge AoE damage, of punching the enemies to get health back and recharging the grenades and throwing the grenades again and having that insanely powerful ultimate that is doing instant damage over time, huge AoE damage, the Voidwalker is definitely class for you. But we will have to hold on with this class because or majority of these skills were locked in the beta, or I'm missing something. But usually when I'm missing something, the comment section is filled with the tips and tricks and the constructive criticism, so check the comment section down below a little bit later. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Eroktic out.